Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I just want to reach out to all of you and see how all of you are doing. I hope you had a great day today, and it's a very beautiful time of the year, at least in my area. And anyway, I just want to reach out to all of you beautiful souls out there and see if you're taking really good care of yourself and how important it is. It really is, and you can't just do that one day. It's a everyday 24/7, like all the time. You got to really take good care of yourself. And those other people that you have in your life, maybe a husband or wife or a boyfriend or girlfriend, and it's really important to really take good care of them, but first you got to take care of yourself before you can ever take care of anybody else. And don't forget your children and your furry little friends and the not so furry friends. So anyway, I want to reach out to you, but before I do, those of you that are new to my YouTube channel, I want to let you know that you can get to my channel at Starlight, Kathy with a K, Dingman. And also, thank you all for watching any of my videos. And you can also give this video a thumbs up. You could share this video with a friend or a family or even your pets. And you could leave a message down below. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, if you want to get in contact with me, you can at Instagram at 1995 Starlight or on Facebook at Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I did make a video on this topic before, but I might still send that one out. But this is a little different, same kind of topic. But anyway, do you have a hard time being honest? And when I have that title, that really, really has a lot to do with you. Do that's really the most important thing. If you do have a hard time being honest with other people, it's so much more important to be honest with you first. So if you do struggle, with being honest to your friends or family or your loved ones, maybe you have it can be an addiction, of lying. I've met people like that. I've known people in my past where they lie so much that they start believing their own stuff. And it's sad, because, like they deceive themselves so many times and, lying so much to everybody else. And of course, they're lying to themselves, by doing this. So now, as far as me goes, as lying goes, do I always tell the truth? I would be a liar if I told you yes. I work really hard at telling the truth all the time, but, they call white lies, somebody might cook a meal and they might say, hey, how did that dish taste? And you might be like, you might not really like it, but they might believe that it's a really good dish and they really worked hard on making it. And you might kind of lie about it, because you don't want to hurt their feelings. So those is, I don't know where they get white lies from, it's kind of a racial thing. But anyway, I know, like with me, like if you ever want any help in your life or if you ever want to know the truth of really what is going on in the world, you definitely have to be honest. If you want to know what the heck is wrong with this upside down, backwards world, why do they do this or that? Like to understand, like the reason why are we here? Where did we come from? Where are we going when, like when all this is done and over with? What's going to happen to the world or any of it? If you're not honest with yourself, you'll never know any of those questions that you may have. And honesty is a very important thing to have in your life, not only for yourself, but for others. So if you do have a hard time being honest with your parents, like, or your children, that happens a lot with families where the parents are being really poor examples to their children by lying to them. And it may work when they're little, but when they start getting educated and they start going to school, You know, one of the biggest lies that almost every parent does when their kids are little is they lie about that there's a Santa Claus out there. You know, I was guilty. You know, I will be making a video in the winter time about that topic. I did make a video before on Facebook, so I will be doing that again. But I never did that kind of video on YouTube, you know, because I did lots of videos on Facebook before I even started my YouTube. I kind of was practicing, which it was a good thing because I made huge amount of mistakes, you know, like and they say there is no such thing as mistakes. They're all lessons. So yes, I made a lot of mistakes, but I learned a lot of lessons. So I don't know how to, you know, all this is really new to me. Switching from, you know, like trying to work on spirituality where there's so many people out there that are so spiritual, it's amazing how spiritual they are, you know, and then there's some people they might be too spiritual. Everybody's at different levels when it comes to that. I'm just starting out, you know, so those that have been doing this for a long time, I am amazed, you know, that as long as they're not prideful of their wisdom or knowledge, you know, it is great to find people out there that are really smart and you know, but they're not prideful about their intelligence, you know, where I would have to say, you know, like that has been like a real turnoff for me is when, you know, there are people that could be really intelligent or could be really super smart, but it goes to their head. And you know, where, you know, they might even down you for how you are, and they might judge you of, you know, treating you like you're stupid, you know. So you do have to be careful of, you know, like if you do know a lot of stuff and you do have a lot of wisdom to, you know, like make sure you're using that wisdom in a great way to help people, you know, like so anyway, with being honest, sometimes, you know, like this is where I kind of fall into the category is sometimes Starlight is way too freaking honest, you know. So it is hard to, how can you be too honest? You know, I'm always ratting myself out, you know, I always, it's not really a good thing, I don't think, is to being too honest, you know, where you're just, confessing too many things, you know, where, you know, like, so, but it is so important to be honest, you know, and like I said in the beginning of this video is to be honest with yourself, practice, you know, like in the morning, you know, and the spirituality thing is that I've been learning everything is kind of a little backwards on that, you know, like the I ams, you know, you're kind of saying a lot of I ams when it's not even, you know, like it is confusing, you know, where you want to be positive, and even if everything is upside down in your world, if you say exactly how everything is, then you're just going to draw more of that in your life. So I really had a hard time with this whole new way of thinking, as far as spirituality goes, you know, and understanding if I am thinking negative thoughts and I say negative thoughts, you know, negative things in my life, I'm going to bring that negativity back to me. And, you know, I did that my whole life. You know, like I try to be positive, but now I'm changing, you know, I'm learning my lessons on what I did before in my past is to be positive. And I do the affirmations now every morning and throughout the day. I mean, I'm like programming myself with those, and I will be having a video soon on my own affirmation video. So, you know, where, you know, like we'll have like, I am abundant, you know, and it is kind of funny when I started hearing these affirmations, I'm like, but, you know, like I am, I'm intelligent, but, you know, like you gotta believe in yourself is the thing when it comes to those affirmations, and it's a way of reprogramming yourself, and it is backwards. Where, you know, like I do listen to videos, watch videos on YouTube where, you know, I thought somebody was being dishonest to me, you know, like But then it took a while for me to realize, I know what they're doing now. I mean, it took a long time. I was like, are they being real? They're doing, like all these affirmations or whatever. And then I would see that they were not as perfect as I thought they were. And I'm like, I just caught you doing something. And but then you say one thing, but then do another. And so it is confusing with the affirmations a little bit on that, is because you don't want to say if you, and I'm just saying this as an example, say if you are poor, you wouldn't want to go around and use the I ams and say that word, and I don't even want to say it, so because it's just going to bring more problems in your life. You're going to end up, the universe is going to hear you, and it's like a reflection of what you're saying is going to come back at you. So long time ago, I always had a bad habit of saying I would like to buy that, but I don't have enough money to afford to get that. I mean, is that one of your things? It was mine. Now, I have to reprogram myself and say, I'm abundant. I am a millionaire. I am rich. I am enough. It is so backwards, because it is kind of funny. The whole matrix thing is all backwards. So in a way, to get out of the matrix, you have to do things now backwards. That's what I'm understanding as far as, like breaking free from the matrix, is that you have to reprogram yourself, and instead of how you've been reprogrammed to believe, to be, like thinking that you're not enough or you don't have enough money, now you have to reverse all of that, and so it is really complicated in the beginning of understanding that. So you might watch somebody on a YouTube video and they might say something, and later on you'll watch different videos and then you see them slip up, because nobody's perfect. And you're like, I caught you. I caught you, but then it took some time. It really did. I had to question myself whether they were being real or not, like, because I'm trying to learn from my past experiences as far as relationships go. And and that is to, you want to make sure, if you're looking for a relationship, that you're going to be with somebody that is real and that they are honest of who they are. You want to find somebody that is, when they say stuff, that they're being it. You don't want to, you got to focus on what you want. So you don't want to focus on what you don't want. So this is really hard for me to even say all this, because you want to spend enough time and really listen when the people talk to you. Really, guys, listen to the women. What are they saying? Are they lining up with what they say? Are they struggling? Are they, like, are they being real with what they say? Like, are they, because a lot of people, what they do, they want to get in a relationship, and this is where I have a hard time, is that I am so honest. Sometimes I make myself look bad because I am so honest on a lot of things. I admit to a lot of things, and then later on I kind of have a way, and you're not supposed to do this, but I kind of beat myself up later on, because I'm like, why do I do that? Why do I admit to so many things where other people will deny it, and they will cover it up, and they will pretend that they are all of this and they're that, and like they want to try to impress the person that they want to go with. And so they will try to find out what this person's all about, what they like or what their dislikes are. So in a way, it is truthful that they will try to deceive them, and they will try to cover it up, the things that they don't want them to know. Where me, I'm like, here I am. Take it or leave it kind of thing. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to admit to you about things that I'm not proud of, things that I know I have to work on, things that I have to learn, but really to have a really good, healthy relationship is so vitally important, to be honest. So that is my lesson now as far as relationships go, is to make sure the person that I am seeking or desiring, that that person's being real. And not that they're going to be perfect. Absolutely not. There's nobody perfect out there. You see their flaws, and you see sometimes they say one thing and another time they say something totally opposite. And like, got ya. So you gotta really listen when people are talking. And that's the funny thing is I talk a lot, I have to say. See, I'm admitting to something that is not easy to admit to. And like with people that talk a lot, that means they're going to say a lot. That means you really need to listen really close to every single thing they say. Because, but now if you're honest about everything that you're saying, then there's nothing to worry about. And, like if somebody sees your flaws and they judge you hard about your flaws, and, they might point fingers at your flaws. But if they lack understanding that, hey, you're growing, you got a lot of growing to do, that like me, I have a lot of growing to do. I am just starting out on a spirituality, so I have so much. It's like over, it's a lot. It's a lot to learn. Like I came from a Christian background, it took a long time, like of my a lot of years of going to church, and it took a long time to learn all that stuff, and then unlearn all that stuff. So just like when you go to the doctors, the doctor might say, like these days now, like especially depending on if you've been in the hospital before, for serious things, they're, like depending on your doctor, they want to protect themselves so they don't get, like sued or anything. So they'll have a whole list of questions. Like I had to just go, like soon I'm going to have a physical they're going to check go through all this stuff with me or whatever, because it's a new doctor. And if I'm, being dishonest to my doctor, is that going to help me? If they ask me, hey, do you drink alcohol? And say if I do, right? Or cigarettes, and I do. And I lie to them and I say, oh no, I haven't had alcohol and like, gee, in so long. They know that there's people that lie to them when they go to the doctors or hospitals, and when they do lie, then I believe they probably have it in their charts that, this person is not, they have to have some kind of record of like, you know, sorry about that. So, in order to get healed, you have to be honest with who you are. Who really are you? What is going on with you? Like what are the things that you have to grow? What are the things that you got to let go of in life? Who are the people that you got to let go of? What are the things that you got to work in your heart space? Are you a jealous type? Are you a liar? Are you a cheater? Are you unfaithful? Are you too hard on yourself? Are you too hard on other people? Are you too hard on your kids? Do you lack communication? Is there things that you can work on? There's got to be something. There's some people, they think, oh, I arrived. I'm good. I don't have anything to work on. That's what you think. That's what you think. You have a right to your opinion and think that you're fine. How's your life going? Are you happy? Because even though I'm abundant and I am rich and I am worthy of a beautiful life and I have so much money flowing in my bank account that, even though I know I'm enough and all this is, if I'm not honest with myself, like all that money that I have, if I don't have love and a good relationship, I'm not going to be very happy, really. You don't want to live life all by yourself. And there's a lot of people out there these days, and it's been going on forever, is that they don't want a relationship. They just want a one night thing, or like a friends with benefits. They're not happy. Believe me, they're not happy. Because they get hooked up with these guys and girls. Guys and girls are guilty of all doing this stuff. You know, is it really healthy for you? Like, okay, so now you've been seeing this person how long? Back and forth, maybe every weekend, like having sex with them for a one night thing. Maybe you might even do something with that person, maybe go out to dinner. Um, what if you start getting attached to that person? Or maybe they like sex so much that they not only have you as a partner, they have another person, a guy or a girl. It could be both. These days, they might actually swing both ways. Um, so, so with that, then, like you're putting yourself at risk out there by, like just having those kind of relationships. And then guess what? Something's going to happen. Like you can't get away from problems. There might be jealousy building up. Maybe this person might not really want to have sex with you anymore. Maybe they want to go to have sex with somebody else, and you're going to get hurt no matter how you swing it. You're going to get hurt when you're in a real relationship. But in that, like if you really want a long-term relationship as far as like getting married down the road, then like communication is key. So, you might think that, hey, by me having a one night stand or a friends with benefit kind of thing going on, I don't have to deal with all the bull crap, like with a real relationship where that means I need to work on myself. That means that they're going to complain, they're going to bitch, but that's not how all men and women are. See, you might have had a bad past experience with your exes or somebody that you were with before. You can't judge all the women or all the guys that they're going to be the same. I did that long time ago, thinking that all men were losers, and that I just was going to continually get hurt by men. And then somebody showed me that those guys that you were going with were just little boys. They weren't grown up yet. And because I was, really to be serious with you, see, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to admit to things that is not easy to admit to. Is that I was thinking about going with girls. I was tired of getting hurt by guys. Like it was really rough from in my beginning of my life. And I did at 19. I was thinking maybe I'm going, maybe I'm doing something wrong here. But, I have to say, I love men. I love men. Really, one man is good for me. You know, um, where, like, I prefer one man, where I could spend all my energy and time with that one man and that we can work and grow together, like and build a strong foundation, to have a really strong, healthy, fun, fulfilling relationship later on down the road. And then there's couples out there that I've seen also that, there's something really messed up when I see this is that they'll be with somebody for like 10 years and they don't marry them. Why not? What's holding you back? Are you afraid? Are you afraid? That something's going to happen, that they're going to take, that's where a lot of, especially men, they're afraid that the women are going to, like divorce them and take all their money. That's a big thing out there, these, like the whole time that I've been alive. Men are always afraid of women ripping them off on their money. And, stop judging me. I don't want your money. I could care less about your money. So, and then, women judge men, judge them in a wrong way and think, oh, they only want sex. Not all of them are like that, so, we got to really heal from those past mistakes in order to have a healthy one. And instead of jumping right into one, you got to really be honest with who you are first. Spend some time with yourself. Find out really who you are. I've been going through a healing. I have been feeling so much better now these days than I did like 3 years ago, because I did get some help out there um, from a deep diver. So, So it's so important to be honest, but then, there's a point also, like, out in this real world is, like with me, I always end up putting my foot in my mouth. I swear on that, is that, I think I'm too honest with people. And sometimes they can take advantage of you, or they can, really do some damage on you because you are too honest. Like, I need to sometimes learn to just be quiet, not say anything. Like sometimes there's things, like, legal matters. If you're too honest, then they're like, like, it's weird how all this stuff works. Even with the police department, like, it's best to be quiet. Unless, don't say anything unless you really have to, kind of thing, where I'm the type of, like, I gotta, like, because I don't like, being dishonest, and, like, if I feel like I'm not telling you everything, then I feel like I'm being dishonest with you. So it is hard. So really, if you have a hard time, like, being honest with other people, you might have to really, you're seriously going to have to work on being honest with you. Number one, be honest with yourself. Are you happy? Are you happy with the guy or girl you're with? Some areas, sometimes this happens where you might be, well, I'm happy in the bedroom scene. I'm happy because, that they really clean the house up good. I don't ever have to worry about that. Or, gee, they, like, but there could be other issues in your relationship that you're not happy. You could be miserable. How's your communication with that person? Do you have anything in common? Where I've met many men, or talked to them on a dating app where they said they love their wives. Well, if you love your wife, why are you on this dating app looking to get hooked up with me? So if you love, like, your wife, is it because she cooks for you, she takes good care of you? Maybe the bedroom scene is not all roses in there, maybe you're not being fulfilled in that way, and that's where, where they kind of want a mom figure, instead of a wife, where, hey, she takes good care of me. How could I ever leave her? She's done so well taking good care of me. But, like, she doesn't like sex as much as I do. Or, like to, try different things. Like in the bedroom scene, it's quite boring. Where, like, you really got to be honest with yourself. Is that the way you want to live the rest of your life, is going around sneaking on your wife or your husband, because maybe he's not, this goes both ways, not just women, or, it could be even a male. He could not, maybe he does the same boring stuff every single time when they have sex, and maybe she's like, I'm so tired of every time, like, it's like, okay, well, I already know the position, before we get into it, where, what, first it's going to be this, then he's going to say, let's do this, and then he's going to position me here, and then the next day, like, it's going to be the same repeating thing, which now she's just totally turned off because there's no excitement. He doesn't want to try new things or anything like that. Where the bedroom scene and sex is very important in a relationship. Now, you might be a person that you could care less about having sex. Well, then you might want to find somebody that feels the same way. It's not right for, you to be in a relationship where like, I can't say I've met very many out there where, like, like, I've known men out there that, sex was not their everything, so that was something, not that I went with them, it's just that by communicating with them, I found that out, and I'm like, well, really, that ain't gonna work. Because, I enjoy having sex, and, like, I, love to try new things and explore different things and take my time, where, like, like, if somebody's not willing to try new things, or, like, work with you, and, communication is key, though. You got to kind of work on it first. Say, hey, this is, but be honest. You don't have to be a jerk or a bitch about it. Just be honest and say, hey, like, I Really, could you, because sex is a very important part. It's not everything in a relationship, though. But, like your kids ought to see, like if you got a family, they should see that you're romantic, like in front of each other, give each other a kiss and a hug. You don't have to have sex in front of them, but it's okay for the dad to maybe tap his wife on the butt if she likes that, or maybe pinch her in the butt, or, vice versa. It's okay for the wife to, let the kids see that stuff. It's so important that they see their mommy and daddy having fun with each other that way, and it will look normal to them where, you don't want to be so uptight around your kids that they don't ever see you having a romantic kiss in front of them. They might actually hide away. Let them hide a little bit. They see that mommy and daddy are connected, though. It's a good, healthy thing for them to see that. It teaches them what a real relation should be like. So anyway, you really need to be honest with yourself. If you're in a relationship or you do have family matters, family problems, you really need to, which I have, I believe I have a video already out there, is how to communicate with your loved ones. And I do have a video about how to communicate with your children. You can check those out, because really communication is the key. And, before you get involved with anybody, you definitely got to make sure they're real. And if they say one thing, but then you see them doing something totally opposite, like, and I understand with the affirmations and being positive and all that, sometimes you're going to see that where, maybe somebody is not rich and maybe they're not abundant, but, they might make a video and say that I'm rich and I'm abundant. It doesn't make them a liar, and that's where you got to really watch out for it, because it could really trip you up where, they could be saying all these affirmations where they're not quite there yet. So, it takes time to, some people might not feel beautiful, but then they do an affirmation that says, I am beautiful. They might not feel that they're beautiful. So, that's where I was learning a while back, where I really thought somebody was being dishonest with me. And that's where I have to learn a lesson. And as far as relationships go, is that not to be deceived, by people that are being fake. So it's so important that you take time to really get to know the one that you love or one that you desire to be with, to make sure that they're being real, and listen to every word. Today I actually heard a great video. I got a lot of help. And, where I actually said, hey, you know what, that video was so good. I need to hear that again, because I did. I got a tremendous deal of help. I was asking the angels today, why did this happen? And I got my answer today, the same day that I was going through something. And I asked the universe, why am I feeling this way? I thought I would be fine, and I wasn't, to be honest with you. I do get my days, and but it was really cool how the universe used. The universe is so great, is that the universe gave me the answer. The universe knew I was searching for the answer, and for you to ever get any kind of help in life, you got to be honest with yourself. Once you start working on being honest with yourself, then you need to work on being honest with others. So anyway, I love all of you, and I really hope you do get a lot of help from these videos. And you can give my videos a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can leave a message down below. You could share it with a friend or a family member or even your pets. Also, if you want to get in touch with me, the best place is on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook at Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So anyway, make sure you're being honest with yourself first, because everybody knows whether you're being honest or not. So anyway, I do love all of you. This is Starlight. Love and light. Peace.